What are the key partners that you need to work with to execute your idea, partners to whom you will outsource part of the execution plan? This is a very important, actually, decision because the barrier between key partners on one side and key activities and key resources on the other side actually draws the barrier between the core know-how, the core knowledge that you need to control and things that you can outsource to a third-party supplier. This is an important and tricky issue because it drives two very contradictory issues. The first one is financial, because basically outsourcing an activity means converting a fixed cost into a variable cost. So that's good financially because it means that you're lowering the level of investment required by your product. And you're going to maximize the return on assets and even the return on equity. So you will make your existing investors happier. But the problem is that when you do that, it comes with a cost. That cost is control, because you lose control of that part that you start outsourcing to a third-party player. So the barrier between both is really what touches the DNA of your business that you have to keep under control, and the rest that you can outsource to a partner because it's not essential. So that decision, again, is always a trade-off between the strategic perspective and the financial perspective. The more you control, of course, the higher the level of investment required by your project. The more you outsource, the smaller the investment, but also the smaller the control you will have about the core part of the DNA of your business. Such a decision can have a huge impact on your business trajectory. Let me tell you the story of the first personal computer designed by IBM. When IBM made the decision to design a personal computer in the late 70s, they did that with the culture, the understanding of what they had about a computer that was coming from decades of experience manufacturing mainframe computers. And that understanding was based on one core simple idea: a computer is a hardware piece. Everything that is related to software was perceived as secondary. So based on that principle, IBM made what sounded like a wise decision. They looked for a subcontractor to outsource the development of the operating system of the first IBM PC. This is where they found Microsoft. Interestingly enough, by making that decision, IBM handed over the keys of the industry and the driving seat of the industry to a startup who later on dominated that market for the coming 25 years. Because what happened is that very quickly, hardware became cost-driven, pure assembly business. And the gravity center of the value in the value chain was centered around usage that runs on software that sits on the operating system. So IBM, by making that decision of outsourcing what in actuality was part of the core know-how, but which they perceived as secondary, placed that small startup that Microsoft was at that time, again, in the leading position of the industry for the coming 25 years.